Hello everyone, and thank you for taking the time to visit our today. We will witness some of the most intense and shocking moments of natural disasters, captured in real time. The raw power of nature will leave you speechless. Are you ready to experience these unbelievable and breathtaking events? Stay tuned as we bring you jaw-dropping footage like never before. Brace yourself. Things are about to get intense. Oh no! What is happening? The raging water roared, surging like a giant monster. But was it the overwhelming water pressure or an earthquake that triggered this tragedy? The irrigation project couldn't take it anymore. Cracks appeared, spreading at a terrifying speed. Pieces of earth and rock collapsed, and the flood rushed downstream. Danger was imminent.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a horrifying sight. A massive wave of mud has just burst out of the tunnel. Water, rocks, and everything in its path are being swept away in an instant. No one could have foreseen such devastating destruction. The ground is splitting apart. Enormous chunks of earth are collapsing, like a monstrous beast devouring everything in its wake. Houses, buildings, everything is vanishing beneath the thick layers of mud. Are there still people trapped inside? Do they have any chance of survival? Look over there. Construction workers are running for their lives, desperately trying to escape the raging mudslide. This is a race against death. Will they make it in time? Right now, every second is the thin line between life and death. It's impossible to see anything. The entire area is engulfed in a thick white haze. Dust, landslides, and the looming threat of further collapse continue to pose a deadly risk. This disaster is not just a landslide. It is a grim warning of nature's destructive power. Heavy rainfall, unstable geological conditions, and human impact. All of these may have contributed to this catastrophe. We are witnessing nature's raw power unfolding before our eyes. What started as a calm river beneath a towering cliff has now turned into a scene of destruction. Look at that. The cliff face is collapsing. Huge chunks of rock are crashing down, sending clouds of dust and debris into the air. This is an unstoppable force. An entire section of land is giving way. The river is surging violently. Mud and rock are rushing into the water, creating a powerful churning torrent. This is no longer just a landslide. It's a full-blown disaster. The impact is immense. A bystander is capturing this moment on his phone. Just look at the scale of this catastrophe. The water is rising, the current is intensifying, and the force of nature is completely overwhelming. This is an urgent situation. If anyone is near the riverbanks, they must get to safety immediately. The land is unstable, and more collapses could happen at any moment. The river continues to rage, carrying the destruction downstream. The damage to the environment will be severe. The question now is, what's next? Will this trigger further devastation? this very moment, we are witnessing an unprecedented catastrophe. The massive dam, once a formidable barrier holding back the raging waters, has now completely collapsed. The floodwaters are no longer contained, and a towering wall of water is roaring, surging downstream like a monstrous beast. Look at this. The murky, churning waters are tearing through everything in their path. From above, the scene is utterly horrifying. Everything is being swallowed whole. This is no longer just an ordinary flood. This is a full-scale disaster. Emergency alert. The floodwaters are still raging. They continue to surge downstream with unimaginable speed and force. Everyone must remain cautious. This is a fight for survival. Protect your life now.
Look, it's a mountain falling down on the village. The sight is terrifying and overwhelming. A stream of red mud is overflowing. Oh no, it's heading straight for the facilities and the miners below. Unbelievable. Terror strikes. The scene has transformed from peaceful to disastrous in the blink of an eye. The dam wall is giving way. It's hard to believe all of this, but before our eyes,
the unimaginable has happened. A massive dam, once a solid wall protecting the downstream area, has completely collapsed. As a result, an artificial tsunami is sweeping away everything in its path. Looking at what is happening, we are witnessing a devastating flood. The water is not just flowing down, it carries millions of tons of mud, shattered concrete, transforming into a gigantic monster that destroys every structure in its way. What caused this tragedy? It is evident that the dam was not only eroded, but its structure has completely collapsed. The causes may include excessive water pressure after prolonged rainfall, substandard design and maintenance causing the flood discharge system to be insufficient to release the massive amount of water, weak geology leading to foundation subsidence, resulting in a chain collapse. The downstream area, is drowning in a sea of water. Houses, roads, and power networks could be completely destroyed. The risk of casualties is extremely high. The flood moves at a terrifying speed, leaving people with little chance of escape.
Please note, prolonged heavy rain has caused floodwaters to overflow onto the road, forming a dangerous torrent. Mud is rolling, water is rising rapidly, sweeping away everything in its path. The situation is extremely critical. People are evacuating urgently. Rescue forces are on the scene. Emergency warning issued. Do not go through deep flooded areas. Just a moment of carelessness. The floodwaters can sweep everything away. Floodwaters have reached their peak, submerging everything around. Houses, roads, trees, all submerged in water. The situation is extremely dangerous. The strong currents sweep away all obstacles.